Every day, we encounter hazardous goods in road traffic, mostly unnoticed and not always as obvious as in this case. A volatile situation for laymen and professionals alike. Problems arise when there is uncertainty as to which dangerous goods are involved. As soon as an accident with unsafe cargo is reported, emergency services are called upon to avert harm from people and nature. More often than not, the responsible emergency services face a situation with an uncertain outcome. The problem? In practice, loaded hazardous goods often cannot be precisely determined due to a lack of information and inadequate documentation of the cargo. There is a wide variety of hazardous substances that are harmful to health or potentially fatal upon contact with the skin. While everyone talks about digitization, freight documents, however, are still handed out to drivers in paper for almost all truck transports. In connection with the EU project AEOLIX, the Federal Association for Road Haulage, Logistics and Waste Disposal in Frankfurt has the task of verifying whether a digital consignment note is feasible in the German transport industry. In the event of a serious accident, firefighters must, even today, enter the truck involved in order to search for those cargo documents. Only after finding these can the necessary measures be taken. This consumes precious time and quite often results in the firefighters having to risk their lives. The great advantages that AEOLIX offers us are that we have very easy access to the freight documents and can therefore identify the dangerous goods directly without having to send our emergency services into the danger zone. The following scenario is a simulation. It shows the possible advantages for fire brigades and other emergency services that lie in switching over to digital freight documents in transport. With the exception of the scenes leading to the acquisition of digital information from the internet, the following situation recently happened in exactly the same way. The main challenge for the fire brigade on site is to recognize which hazardous goods are loaded. However, there are two particularities to keep in mind. In tank trucks, for example, the type of hazard and the dangerous goods are indicated by certain codes. Using the lower 4-digit number, the fire chief can determine the dangerous goods quite easily. The number 1210 in this case designates printing inks. The upper row, 33, means particularly flammable. Accordingly, the fire brigade could very quickly take the right tactical measures. In the case described, however, the situation is different. These are general cargo loads. In this case, only orange warning signs are attached to the vehicle which, although they give a general indication of dangerous cargo, do not say anything about the type or quantity. For example, our truck could simply be carrying a few boxes of hairspray, or just as well be completely loaded with flammable liquids. There is no way of telling from the outside. This uncertainty makes it difficult to adopt the right measures. An important piece of information that we can obtain from the consignment note are both the consignor of the dangerous goods and the consignee, because these are in any case parties who have exact knowledge of the hazardous goods and whom we can then contact specifically in order to obtain more detailed information on how to handle the substance and how dangerous the substance is. This is why the consignment note is essential. It is crucial that we receive the necessary information as quickly as possible, not hours later. The fire brigade could then immediately access the data in the electronic freight list, recognize the danger resulting from the substance, and take the necessary measures accordingly. The only requirement for using the TransFollow system is the prior installation of an app free of charge. To use it, all that is needed is an internet connection. The control center can then forward the freight list as a PDF file to the mobile terminals at the site of operation. Apart from the control center, the team leader on site also has direct access to the data. To do this, the officer in charge only has to enter the registration number either of the trailer or of the tractor unit. As the freight list is linked to both license plates, it can be found and displayed within a very short time. Hereby, the officer in charge receives information about the load itself as well as about the consignor. Because the latter knows the nature of his products, he may be able to provide the officer in charge with valuable information on the carried load. Subsequently, the officer in charge could also ask TUIS for further information. TUIS is a network of 130 chemical plant fire brigades and specialists in Germany who are on duty around the clock. The Transport Accident Information and Assistance System provides public fire brigades and the police with nationwide support in the event of transport and storage accidents involving chemicals. I'm very happy with the exercise. It has shown that by entering the registration number in the consignment note, this system can be used to quickly find the load in question, and the officer in charge can quickly take appropriate action. What the AEOLIX Living Lab 12 shows us through this experiment is that we can achieve a massive increase in security through access to the freight documents via the license plate. From our point of view, having an electronic transport document is a very good approach,